Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show.
Later, you know what it is. Hey, Ham Solo. It's time, baby. Low. This time how we do. Hey.
They said we said we lit. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blitz. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we lit. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go.
Bam. Bam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 78th installment of the Lowdown on TSWS Gaming. I'm Log7, and joining me today is Mr. Ham Solo 05 himself. Is super excited, as you can see. This man even has a video game T-shirt on. Okay, tell us why you're so excited.
Oh man, it's just been a pretty good few days, man. A little bit of working, just a little bit of preparation, getting back more into the groove of things. Here they are. I was sitting there looking for these. I was like just finishing up, getting ready and everything right before the show started and whatnot. So I was just like, I don't know. It's been a pretty good day. It's been a pretty good few days.
Your shades. Okay. I was wondering what was he looking for?
Yeah, glasses.
All right.
Glasses.
Vincent, welcome in, Vince Vega. For any of our eagle-eyed viewers, Ham has gone ahead and made your lives for the next 3 weeks very convenient.
Hopefully it's like this from now on.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ham. Go ahead.
It's easy. Yeah. So it's easy. So now since we're using like StreamYard and stuff like that, I can set things easier out, scheduled to different like platforms and stuff like that. So I've been thinking about adding a couple other platforms. Like I want to add Rumble back because we had Rumble on here for a little bit, but it wasn't a static IP. It was like a, I guess you'd call it like a dynamic one or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you had to change it all the time, which was really annoying. So like going back and like it wasn't like YouTube where I could just like tell StreamYard, hey, I'm going on YouTube, and it's going to use the same like address every time and be able to access it and say, hey, he's live, here's some stuff. Like each time I had to make everything new. It didn't communicate well. So now it does. And I'm pretty excited for that. That makes my life easier. So now I can make it easier for everybody else to be able to track us and see that, hey, we do have episodes posted for these days, and these are the times to look forward to them. So yeah, trying to do better.
Vince says you spammed his inbox with all of that. So
I spammed whose inbox? I didn't spam
Vincent Vega.
What inbox did I spam?
I think like the scheduling, probably because he's subscribed, right? It probably gives him notifications.
Yeah, that's good. Well, good.
Yeah. That's the intention, Vince.
Good.
That means it's working. Yo, Mike Johnson was crack-a-lacking. Welcome. The idea, Vince, is for you to get spammed and to not miss one episode, whether Ham's not here, I'm not here, whoever. The idea is for you to be here when we're here. Reminder for yeah, exactly. Hamothy, you said you had a good work day, but what have you been playing since Monday?
So you can kind of see it in the background. I have
Game of the year. Let's
yeah,
go.
this is the game that everybody can't wait to play,
Mm-hmm.
um and they had to, shut down the game a couple times to fix the servers because so many people were
Because too
on
many
it.
people were playing.
Yeah, too many people playing at once. No, but like
Yeah.
real stuff. I actually enjoyed this game. I liked being this big crazy bitch, whatever, whoever she was. Like she
Yo, don't
was.
call her that. You're
Oh,
not allowed to call her
whatever, man.
that.
She was huge. Like that was her whole like character was built around her
Yeah, but
being
you're the
huge. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome.
okay.
I thought she was my favorite character to use. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
More voluptuous, the better in this situation. But but yeah, I had a badass time with the game playing it with I played it with Mike, I played it with Matt. I played it a little bit just to play it. Like it's not a bad game. It's just kind of in a weird place. Like it just put itself in such a weird situation with its timing, with its structure of how you get the game, with I guess players' expectations. I seen somebody show that I seen somebody say that I didn't know that this game didn't have a battle pass. Like that's wild that you would didn't know that. Like or like that's not like news that's like brought to your attention when the game launches. Like I feel like if that was in the trailer,
Is
that
this
would
not like a
be
beta or
remembered.
something? The game is launched?
It was a beta. This was the beta. So the game hasn't officially
Okay.
launched. Doesn't officially launch until August and whatnot. But like if there's not going to be a battle pass, they should be like loud and proud about that shit,
Yeah,
right?
but
Like
have they
that's what I
said that it will? Because from the little that I know, there will be some form of continuous monetization. So
I don't
until
see why there wouldn't be. I
yeah,
mean,
so I think there's going to be
you
a
would think
different
that from
type.
this type of game.
I think in the end it'll still be a battle pass.
You
They'll
do?
probably just change how it's implemented. You know what I mean?
You think
Like
they're gonna like usher in a new direction into a way to spend your money?
like
Wouldn't that be
the
something?
one novel thing that they mentioned when the big reveal came out. Remember they said that there was going to be heavy like story additions that they'd be making on a continuous basis. It wouldn't be like some Overwatch stuff where you just get like store like skins and stuff. There was actually going to be continuous narratives. That's what they said, if I remember correctly. So based off of that, I think that's a different version of what a battle pass is. Because by definition, battle pass is just you paying for new content. Yes.
I mean, I guess so, like in a
Yeah.
way. But like I mean, that's just to have like a set of tiers that you reach for doing A, B,
Okay.
or C. And that's an interesting thing to bring up because it's like there's not going to be like a random box that you find in the level that gives you the items that you need or something like that. So it's like you would probably earn certain things by like how many headshots did you get or how many,
Yeah.
special attack kills did you get? And in a sense, that's like, well, that's what Halo did, and that's a battle pass, right? So it's
Mm.
just like, so it is interesting in just to think like how will like if they're claiming or if there is to be claimed that this game won't have a battle pass, then are they just calling it something different? and it still is a
but it
battle pass.
functions the same. Yeah. That would be curious. I'm not sure
Right.
about that. I guess we'll find out when it finally
Well,
comes
that's
out.
not exciting then. That's just like, no, stop. Don't do
maybe
that.
maybe they've got something new.
What's that proverb that you said? There's nothing new under the sun.
Under the sun. Yeah. pretty much. Pretty much. Like anything you can think of today, there's probably someone that can point out to when it was done before, like 10 years ago. It just,
Or at
it is
least
what it is.
thought of.
Yeah. Or someone put it up like a copyright and then didn't execute it. But the original thought.
It's all about execution. It ain't about who did it
You
first.
still
It's
have to
about
do
who
it.
did it better.
Yes. Yep. Drake said that, and he wasn't even the first person to say it. He wasn't the first rapper to say it, but he said it best. So it is what it is. Ham and his big bitch. What's her name?
Look how mean that girl looks, though. I mean, look, she ready to muster something up, bro. Look at her squeeze her lips together like that. She
like
look
a
right
linebacker.
Here. Like, she's like,
yeah. It looks like a linebacker, like she wants to tackle someone.
She's like, I'm finna get me some of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like West Coast barbecue film moment. Like, it's like, yo, this cat is looking at somebody else on the other side of the party, like yo, what's popping? It's like, oh shit, like, you know, you and your boys gotta watch and see how this goes.
I would want her.
Remember the days where you'd watch somebody holla at somebody and you just be like,
wow,
how's this gonna go?
You're brave. Yeah, like this guy is brave. No doubt.
This guy is brave.
Yes. Welcome in, Forex says that character looks like Loke. Oh my god.
Oh damn. Come on,
I do not look like her. No, I do not. Right? I have normal human proportions, as you guys can see. All right. Also says hi to Hamloke in the chat. Welcome in Vincent Vega, Mike Johnson, Ray Chi. Appreciate you guys coming in nice and early. Big Mad Mo, thank you. Welcome into the lowdown. Ham, since you have your linebacker here, I have to talk about the game that I've been playing. I mistakenly reinstalled Madden 23. My finger slipped. I was playing Kunitsugami and my finger slipped. It slipped, went all the way to Madden.
Why not 24 though?
And that's where I was going with it. I first reinstalled 24 and what are you, dude? I'm not The Rock. I've never said I was The Rock. Check. No, what's wrong with you, man? Get off me. Anyway, I was saying, Ham. I reinstalled Madden 24, and I don't know if you got the same experience as me, but the load times are crazy. Like 4 minutes long. Nothing's happening. It just keeps loading, and I was just like, I'm in my football itch mode, you know. The preseason is almost upon us. Like there's more news ramping up about the NFL and whatever. I just wanted to play some Madden, and the load times are crazy. So I uninstalled it, and then I installed 23 just to make sure that maybe something's wrong on my end. And 23 is awesome. Like no load times, no nothing. The game's just a breeze. And I was just like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna play 23. So instead of finishing Kunitsugami, I've been playing Madden. That's pretty much the truth, if I'm being honest. Caleb Williams is coming. Has he already been drafted by the Bears?
No, he got yeah. He did get drafted by the Bears, and the Bears got rid of oh boy, the
Fields.
Steelers. Yeah, to the Steelers. Right.
Oh,
It's gonna be an
we can.
interesting year. I thought it was funny that they came out with a news article for that situation. They said Caleb Williams wants to get multiple rings with the Bears, and I'm just like, pretty
Bro.
sure every quarterback wants to do that, bruh. Like, I mean, that's
You can
isn't that
want
the
it all
point
you
of being
want.
in the NFL? Like, you want to get some rings? Like, what? I mean, I'm very sure there are some maybe too honest people out there, like people that are like entirely too honest that will be like, man, I'm just here for the money. But like, it's just like, why would you say that? You know, if you had an opportunity to get a championship, you would. You just stuck. Shut your ass
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Like, ain't nobody losing for fun, bro. Like, ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah, no one's trying to do that. Just
Damian Lillard
grandstanding,
wasn't just hanging out at the fuck in Portland. He wanted help. He just wasn't getting it. So what did he do? He left.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of someone, right, who was in it, who was in it, and we could say that this guy was really just there for the money.
Rodney.
Ham. Welcome in, Rodney. I'm not a part of the Xbox family, but welcome in either way. Ham, can you think of someone that was in it just for the money though? Like, I'm trying to think of any one of the sports, but someone that was clearly just there for the bag and to dip. I can't think of anyone, dude.
I can't think of anybody that's here. I'm sure you could think of somebody if you do some research. But here's the thing. You can't think of anybody that's good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because anybody that's good is naturally competitive and they want to win.
Yeah. And for you to get good, you have to want to win. So it's kind of like an oxymoronic situation. For you to get good enough that people pay attention to you, you probably have to care. And for the guys that don't care, they're probably part of like the mid-tier professional, you know? Like you don't remember these guys. The superstar levels, all of them want to win, if we're being honest.
That's why people that are naturals like don't always make it very far.
Yeah, because they rely too much on their talent.
Exactly, instead of the drive to want to win.
Yes.
But then when you have that perfect coupling, you get a Kobe Bryant, you get a Michael Jordan, you get a LeBron James, you get a Michael Phelps, you get all these
Ronaldo.
Yeah, you get a Ronaldo, you get a Messi, you get fucking a Mutombo.
Yeah, and if you're good at something,
you get all these Olajuwons, right? Like it's just like you get
Hideo Kojima.
I mean, it's not a sport, but yeah, it's
God damn it,
it's no. What I'm saying is it's no different. When you care that deeply about something, you'll figure out a way to get good at it eventually. Like, and even if you are good for a stint and lose it, like people will remember if you were actually giving a damn at some point. You know?
Yeah.
So like so that may not like maybe you didn't get the championship, but we all know who Iverson is. Right? Because he brought it every fucking night. He brought it every night.
He dragged that team kicking and screaming to the finals.
Yeah, they had Mutombo was like 80. And like
Eric Snow was nothing.
Eric Snow was not that guy.
Bro.
That whole team was just like, kicking and screaming.
That was just him. That was like Iverson and Coach Brown. That was it. Everyone else was just playing defense. That's all they were doing, just playing defense. This guy made it to the finals. Anyway, Apologies for the sports talk. Usually this is for Mondays. We should keep it short. All right.
Yeah, I apologize.
So
That was fun though.
let's
I mean,
yeah.
it really
Let's.
wasn't just sports talk because we talked about Kojima too, right? Like, I mean, we could
That's
talk about
true.
the Sam Lakes, right?
Yeah, yeah. Even
Yeah,
Neil
Sam Lake
Druckmann.
is
I'm not a big
Sam Lake
fan.
is creeping on the come up, bruh. He's creeping on the come up.
What?
I mean, he doesn't need to do all the dancing anymore, though. He can keep that to himself. But he is a phenomenal creator, and like Max Payne, fucking Alan Wake, and the goofy
Even the
stuff that he
universe that they
does within
created there.
the and here and here's where Kojima and Sam Lake kind of intertwine to me. The level of goof that they can bring to a sticky or serious situation is like it's very intriguing. Right? You'll be playing Max Payne and you'll be like, man, that was fucked up. And then you'll be cracking up laughing in a couple minutes. And then you'll be running a line of you'll be running on a line of blood from your child.
In the dark.
In the dark, yeah. In the fucking dark. And that's just like, who thought of this?
and that's why that's why we grab these controllers and we do what we do, Ham. We can sense like the sameness, That's why Concord is struggling, in my opinion. It's struggling because it's struggling because we look and we're like, I think I've seen this before, and it's probably been done better before. You know what I mean? So it's like you can do something that's been done before, but you lose points because you're not original, right? You right off the bat you've already lost points
because we just got done saying it's about who does it better, right?
No, hold on, but that's the thing.
Okay, continue. My bad. Continue.
Before you hop on, right? You're already hopping on like, okay, so I've done this before. You're gonna have to do something special with something that's already been done before. That's why I'm saying right off the bat, you're already at a disadvantage. Oh, here's a first-person shooter. You're already at a disadvantage. A military first-person shooter, Ham, that's in the near future. You're already competing with COD, with Battlefield.
Fair.
So that's why I'm saying you're already losing points, and then you don't knock it out the park with some original concepts. Like looking at this gameplay, no offense, Sam, all of this we could just say this is what's that game? Not League of Legends. Oh, this is Overwatch, but these are different skins.
Well, it's like Overwatch.
It wouldn't be unbelievable.
Like Paladins. I mean, it has a few other games that it's very similar. If you quickly right?
It, but you're talking about it as someone that's played it. I'm talking about it as someone that's looking at, okay, where am I going to invest my time and my money for the next 4 hours or whatever? And I'm looking at trailers and whatever. When you see this, it's like, I've seen this before. So you have to do it better, And going back to your example with Sam Lake and Kojima, they keep things fresh. They give you stuff that you're like, wait, I have never done this before. I've never experienced this before. This is the first. And in a universe with so many games that are so samey, Ham, it's special to have creators that can genuinely give you something fresh. And it's not just you don't feel like it's a reskin of whatever. Ham, do you want to do the trailers now, or do you want to do them at the end of the game? At the end of the pod? Ham.
Just 1 second, real quick. I want to show somebody something in the chat. Sorry.
All
right. No, this is only going to take 2 seconds.
I
just wanted to show,
oh my God,
because Call of Duty is in Game Pass as of today. Modern Warfare 3. I have it purchased on Xbox, and I own several of them there on Xbox, but I do not have it purchased on PC. And as you see, this isn't even my account. This is another person's account. And this is and as you can see, I can install this. It's gonna ask me to go to BattleNet, I believe, unfortunately. But which BattleNet's nice. It's just stupid that there's multiple launchers. I don't like that. But
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But it's installable, as you can see. It's available. I'm not sure. I know it's available, or I know that it's supposed to be available right now on Xbox, but I know if I were to check on my Xbox, I own the game, so it kind of would just tell me to install it anyways, so that wouldn't be proving anything. You see what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go down that route, but I just wanted to show off that right now, and you can see the games I have downloaded. Yes, I got Paw Patrol downloaded, Bluey, Minecraft, Persona 3, Pal World, Totally Reliable Delivery, Halo Master Chief Collection, Starfield, and Halo Infinite. My daughter plays most of these games. I play Persona and Starfield. My wife plays the Halos, and my daughter plays the rest. But anyways, go on ahead and continue. I apologize.
You don't have to lie, Ham. We know you play Paw Patrol. Shout out to
Chivos. No, I'm just kidding.
Shout out to a friend of the channel, Hazardor Gaming. I'm looking at buying more hats. Actually, there's a store that opened up 2 streets down. I'm going to be buying more hats and showing up with more goofy stuff starting Friday. Welcome in, Hazardor. Appreciate you. Vic, the motherfucking click. Welcome in with a super chat. Thank you so much. Says, what's up, ladies? Hello. The Ginner, welcome in. I can't stay. Just wanted to drop by. Wish you both a good stream and hopefully be able to catch you both again live soon. The Ginner, before you go, Ham took the liberty to set up all of our future streams for next week as well. So make sure to like, subscribe, share this out, and ring the bell for notifications. All right, ring the bell.
I just
let's get into it. Gotta do what? You're muted, bud. On StreamYard.
As the door popped in, that's crazy. What's cracking, bro?
Yeah. Friend of the channel.
And Vic, the motherfucking click. I seen the $2 super chat right there. That's what's up. Appreciate it, y'all. But anyways, what up? What's going on, Lug? What are we talking about now?
Yasuke.
You always got some drama.
Would you prefer not to talk about this?
That's the only reason you bring them up. No. Go on ahead, bro. I want to hear what you got to say about this now.
Are you sure, Ham? Because we could skip it.
I'm very interested here because I literally don't know.
Appreciate you again. All right. So Upper Echelon is, in my opinion, part of the creme de la creme of YouTubers, and he did a quick breakdown of the whole Yasuke thing. Ham, please feel free to tell me to pause if you want to interject at any point, and I'm going to pause whenever I feel is necessary.
I'm excited for this, actually. Let's do this.
Yeah. Quick rundown for anyone that doesn't know about what's going on. Anyone that doesn't know about what's going on. Hey, Yobi, welcome in. Peace, love, life, the legendary Yobi. For anyone that doesn't know what's going on with the whole Yasuke thing, essentially Ubisoft put Yasuke as one of the protagonists for the game that's coming out in November, and a lot of Japanese people are not feeling it because let's watch the video. Here's Upper Echelon.
All right, today's an interesting one because today we're talking about Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft, historical revisionism, and the Japanese government. There's more, a lot more, but the hook is that a wildly popular.
Okay. I still remember when this whole thing, like the reaction from the so-called Japanese people were saying it's not actually Japanese people. And I was one of those people, I'm not going to lie. I was convinced it was a bunch of Americans getting offended for other people. But apparently, this is real, people. This is very real. It's not just the Americans.
Their gaming franchise, that being Assassin's Creed, after a series of very unfortunate decisions, is actively being accused of cultural invasion, a problem that an official representative is now bringing in front of the Japanese Diete, which is their parliamentary government. His name, the representative, is Satoshi Hamada, and I'll get to that part later on, but the gist of it is that an entire historical narrative was crafted over the span of about 9 years, only to now be heavily disputed at the expense of a multi-billion-dollar franchise which attempted to build its latest entry almost exclusively off the back of a highly suspect body of work. In essence, Ubisoft has made their next entry in the Assassin's Creed franchise the focal point of a brewing international scandal. Great job. This is where I have to go through a sort of narrative arc, so to speak, and give the underlying context of the situation, expanding on.
Time
Yes,
out. So break it down to me a little bit on how he is perceiving this as a scandal. Help me understand that real quick.
All right, so and this
I need to know the level of reach on this.
Okay, so hold on. You know, Tsushima's story wasn't real either. Yes, it wasn't real, and this is where it gets freaking wild. Legendary Yobi, it's Americans, and it's a lot of folks who live over there who's pissed as well. The people who live over there that are complaining are not from there as well. Welcome in RSJ fan. Meanwhile, in Japan, can make anime about Jesus and the 12 apostles being anime waifus without repercussions. Meaning they're living there but are originally from there. Okay, it's Assassin's Creed. It's never fully realistic. It's in history, Atlantis. All right, so the video will get to this point eventually, but Ham, the difference, right?
Okay, yeah, break it down for me, brother. Break it down for me, because this guy has reduced my brain into me now feeling like I'm younger than I really am. And I feel like that's what a lot of people feel like when they're like, I don't see the problem, but maybe if you break it down so hard that, that I feel like I'm forced to understand.
All right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ham. Here's the thing.
Hurting.
If you've played the other Assassin's Creed games, right? I'm gonna go to my favorite trilogy, the Ezio trilogy. You play as Ezio Auditore. This guy has never existed. He was not real.
Sure.
But you do interact with a whole bunch of real characters between the beginning and the end of the trilogy. Real historical characters. People are offended about two things. The first one is this American scholar who had for years now, and the video will get into it, for years now has been essentially rewriting Yasuke's history in Wikipedia and with his own research in Japan, and telling the West, right, like more and more fantastical stories about Yasuke. But when he engages with the Japanese locals who have the real truth, he does not say the same thing. And this guy's been making tons of updates to Yasuke's Wikipedia. And because a lot of Westerners, and I include myself on that one, take what you see on Wikipedia as almost fact, Like, this is what happened because it's on Wikipedia. A lot of people don't know that you can go to Wikipedia and lie, and it'll be printed, and it'll be the fact on, and people will fact check you with Wikipedia links for articles that have like been disproven by other experts. So people are offended that this guy, apparently this author dude, is lying or exaggerating about Yasuke. And also they're looking at the context of people, the way Yasuke is being presented here is like, this is what he actually did, and he was this great fighter when he wasn't. And they're questioning, why is it that every single Assassin's Creed game, you guys took a local? Check every Assassin's Creed game. I checked him. The Egyptian one, you had an Egyptian. The Italian one, you had an Italian. The Viking one, you had a Viking. The American one, you had a native Indian. You had a Native American. Now that we're coming here, like even the side stories, even like the French one, you had the French native. The Chinese side-scrolling Assassin's Creed. I don't know if you're aware of this one, Ham. There was a side-scrolling Assassin's Creed game. It was set in China. There was one in Russia as well. Both of these games had locals in them. This is the one time you decide, no, we're not going to have the local protagonist. And in my opinion, right, before I saw all this context thrown at me, I was really in the camp of, guys, it's not that serious, it's just a video game. But then I turned it around and I was like, how would I feel about this? How would I feel if Assassin's Creed had been going to all these places and having locals, and then they did their first African Assassin's Creed, and the protagonist, or one of the protagonists, is Ginger. One of the protagonists is a Japanese guy. He's the one chucking around the traditional African weapon or whatever. That'd be kind of weird for me. So and for them, they're very protective of the fact that this guy Yasuke came through here. He came through here. He was there for a couple of years. Now you guys are setting him up as if he's this big legend, and they're not okay with it. For me, I'm a bit like skeptical in dismissing their offenses, the Japanese people, because I'm not the one in the right here to tell them how they should feel, because based off of that, they can now say the same thing to me if I ever feel aggrieved about someone else handling like my culture or my history. Does that make any sense to you, Am?
Yeah, yeah, it does. But the bottom line to me is just like, what's the real solution here? You know, what's the what's the real solution? Or dare I even say, what's the real problem here?
I just told you,
Because, well, like, sure, I hear what you're saying, Loke, but I don't think it is as cut and dry as that, because we could take this game that's being made and use examples from the past of other games that did similar, right?
yes,
Right? No problem. Nobody batted an eye.
yes,
But now it's an issue. So now I'm asking, what's the difference between that, and this, and do we now need to keep it completely nonfiction? You see what I'm saying? Do we need to keep it completely nonfiction to where it's to the T to things, or are we allowed to have fun and be creative? Because it really seems like it really, in my opinion, the way this whole thing looks from A to Z, right? And I felt the same way about Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
And even when they took away they took away some of the sexualization away from Stellar Blade, I wasn't finna write no petition. I wasn't finna sign nothing or nothing like that. It ain't that deep like that to me.
Yes.
But it's just like at the same time, it's like I hear what they're saying. Where it's just like, hey, the creator just wanted to create, so he created. It's up to you as the person at the end of the day to put your money towards it and say, hey, I want to buy this. I want to play this. I want to support this. Right? So to me, it goes back to even similar conversations like the whole Elden Ring and everybody being able to play or have time or easy modes and stuff like that. It's like, well, is this for you? At the end of the day, is this game for you? And if it's not, do we need to now cut this up too? Because it's just like, if we're looking around, it's not just this game under attack, right? It's not just Assassin's Creed under attack. It's games from all different genres and areas that are under attack for different things, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here saying like, you know, go grab a picket sign and go downtown and start marching. I'm not saying that, but I am saying, hey, there should be a little bit of awareness out here for like for things and have it be consistent. Because it's really weird that some of these people that signed the petition for Stellar Blade, free the yams, are now screaming, lock up Yasuke. It's like you're fighting yourself right now. And like I just don't think people realize that. I don't think people realize how much they scream, I want more freedom, while simultaneously asking somebody to take away their rights. You see what I'm saying?
Ham, do you know why I think this one's a bit different from Stellar Blade? Is that Ubisoft has pushed the Assassin's Creed games as almost historical fact. If you watch their presentation, I actually went to rewatch their presentation when they had that guy on stage and whatever, and they mention Yasuke as a historical character, and this game explores his experience. The problem, in my opinion, is that it's a fantasy game,
Right.
but you've created this brand of what we do is we take a lot of fact and then we dabble in some fantasy. That's been Assassin's Creed's brand.
Yeah, nothing's
Which
new
is
under the
cool.
sun, right?
Yes, which is cool when these characters are bombastic as side characters, like King George Washington. I think they made George Washington a king in one of the DLCs for Assassin's Creed. I think it was Assassin's Creed 3. But here with putting Yasuke as a protagonist, people are taking it as if it's been communicated, right? That this is what actually happened, and that Yasuke was actually this great samurai warrior. And people are not taking it on board. It's that simple. But let's get back to the video, because
and that's why I kind of say it's the same though still, because I know I know you described why it's different and I respect it, but in a way it's kind of the same, because it's still, at the end of the day, this whole thing, it's about monetizing what and how, right? And what people find appropriate and what people don't find appropriate. And my whole thing is, I mean, are we going to say, hey, we like what we like and we're going to play what we want to play, and it just is what it is with the creators, let them do what they want to do? Or are we going to say, hey, we need to govern this much more, and then it needs to be that? Because at the end of the day, this is about money, bro. This is always about money at the end of the day, and how it's made. Did you do the right way of doing it, right? Oh, Assassin's Creed is now it's a big brand, right? There's been plenty of other games that's done this, but Assassin's Creed it's really big, right? So
it's next level.
It is next level. And I personally I'm not even that big of an Assassin's Creed fan, but I'm interested in this game. This game looks pretty dope. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm thinking of I don't know if I'm taking it that serious. And I guess I guess a lot of people are. And I'm just not sure if it should be taken that serious, because the reason I don't think it should be taken that serious is because we don't take anything really that serious. So why is it now that this is needing to be taken serious? Like, to me, it's just
like I told you, Ham, it's a bigger thing, dude. It's not even about the game anymore. Like I told you, like this historian here, Thomas Lockley, he's the guy who has essentially made it his life's mission to turn Yasuke from whatever it is that he is known, right, his little tiny space in Japan, into this great, larger than life symbol. But let's go to the video so we can get like all the context.
This is where things get strange. Pretty much every modern Western mention of Yasuke tracks back directly in some capacity to Thomas Lockley. For the prior examples I even gave myself, the Smithsonian article referring to Yasuke as the first black samurai quotes Lockley directly, referencing his book, and that very same book, released in 2019, is the basis for almost every modern depiction of Yasuke that I could even find. Thomas Lockley is the premier historian associated with Yasuke, but the incredible popularity of Assassin's Creed and the anger at inaccurate portrayal of Japanese feudal society has kicked off a controversy that may undermine Lockley's entire body of work, as it forces Ubisoft to openly apologize and causes a never-ending debate online about whether or not Yasuke was ever even really a samurai. Just to get this out of the way right now, I don't personally have a stake in all of this. Assassin's Creed, to put it very bluntly, has never been tied to reality in my mind. And for a perfect example, we can look at Assassin's Creed 3, which conveniently took place in revolutionary America. Yeah, I don't actually think that the half Mohawk Indian assassin fought side by side with George Washington to recover an alien object. I'm not going to sit here and complain about historical accuracy when the entire franchise is about a secret league of athletically superpowered time travelers fighting another secret society over extraterrestrial artifacts. Frankly, the fact that Yasuke existed as a sort of blank slate historical character that was in fact a real person, but we don't know all that much about him, kind of makes him perfect as a narrative blank canvas, especially when he existed in close proximity to significant historical events. However,
my question is still Does it sell?
Well,
Does it
this is
sell?
going to sell. This is going to sell him.
So
This is
doesn't
going to
matter.
sell.
Doesn't matter.
Does it matter? Yes.
Why?
Not. And again, this is not because I care about this specific subject, like Yasuke, specifically. Like I said, in previous podcasts, I'm gonna day one this one. I'm getting this game because of all of the affiliations to my country and whatever, right? Like I'm getting this one. But if I remove myself from the equation and then I turn it around and say, if this was the first Assassin's Creed game set in Africa, and then of all the other Assassin's Creeds, they decided to not make the protagonist an African male, I would be bothered. I'm being honest. I would be hot. I'd be pissed if there was a petition. I would go to change.org, create an account. I don't know what else you have to do besides creating an account, and I would sign that petition. I would be bothered, Ham. But I'm not Japanese, so I'm not bothered about this. But I can also empathize and be like, dude, if this was happening to me and to my history, yo, I don't care nothing about this. Oh, it's never been based on reality. Dude, for every other Assassin's Creed game, if this was their batting average, every time they have an Assassin's Creed game, like one in Mexico, it's actually a Brazilian protagonist. They have an Assassin's Creed in Canada, but the protagonist is French. They have an Assassin's Creed in Germany. The assassin is Mexican. I'm cool. When with Africa's turn, then they gave us another type of protagonist, I'm good. I'd have my hand up. But when you tell me that every single protagonist for all of the games leading up to this one, all the protagonists have been from the country, I'd be bothered, dude. I would be touched. I'm just being honest. You wouldn't care.
No, I don't think so. Probably not.
Okay. Right.
I wouldn't take it too serious. I'd just be like, oh, and I'd either choose to buy it or not. And to me, I think that's really the end of this. That's where the story begins and ends. To me, like the day the game comes out, does it sell? Oh, it does. Okay, great. Maybe we can make a project for them for the people that were mad now, and include.
God damn.
You know, I mean, to me, that's just.
Yo,
I mean,
Yobi.
This is we got to remember that we're mad at a business. Like we're mad at a business.
Yeah, if you want to get it through to them, being mad is not the point. Don't buy the game.
Being mad at somebody that's making cash, and if they continue to make cash and you're still mad, they're just gonna be like, stay mad.
They might associate you being mad with them making cash. But let's get back to the video. You need to get through this, dude.
Yasuke, increasingly popular in Western media with growing recognition across entertainment properties, didn't always hold the same level of recognition. Right now, if you go to his Wikipedia page, there's a pretty sizable entry, but back in 2014, the entry was just a tiny fraction of the size. Except if you go to the edit history for his Wikipedia page, you find something very interesting, and that is a particular user named Totori Tom, who has made sizable edits to the page, the sources, and the information contained within it. From one of his larger edits, quote, "This is the second in a series of edits I will carry out following a study of his life and times. All will be properly referenced when I get the chance," end quote. And if you look at the actual profile of Totori Tom, you see, quote, Totori Tom is Thomas Lockley, a faculty member at Nihon University College of Law, Tokyo, Japan. His interests are primarily Japanese history related, end quote. That may seem innocent for the moment, or insignificant rather, because any profile on Wikipedia can write anything it wants in the bio section. But Thomas Lockley is listed on the Nihon University faculty page, and the account Totori Tom was adding his papers and his book as page sources before the work was even published. Here's where it gets really strange. Speaking to Time magazine discussing the life of Yasuke in reference to the Netflix anime series, Lockley had this to say, quote, "There's no record, but tradition holds it that Yasuke was the one who took
Yeah, this
Nobunaga's
part's
head
interesting.
to save it from the enemy." Continuing later, Yasuke, therefore, by escaping with the head, could have been seen and has been seen as changing Japanese history, end quote. That's no small thing. He acknowledges, in the briefest of ways possible, that there's no actual evidence, but goes on to say that Yasuke has been seen as changing Japanese history. However, if you look at the Japanese version of his book, not the English version, it holds an entirely different atmosphere. Please understand, I don't speak Japanese, nor could I find someone who can translate for me at this particular time, so I used Google and various different transcription tools. These are highly imperfect, but the differences here are so profound, I don't see how they could possibly fit together based purely on mistranslation by Google. So here it is. If you're capable of a better translation, please feel free to drop it down below in the comment section. Quote, "According to a family claiming to be descendants of the Oda clan, Yasuke is said to have smuggled Nobunaga's head and sword out of Honaji Temple to prevent them from falling into enemy hands." Further down, there are several problems with this theory. First, no source, whether Yasuke was involved or not, mentions where Nobunaga's head ended up or not. Froiss's letter is the only source that mentions Yasuke's participation in the battle, but it also makes no mention of Nobunaga's head. If Yasuke had brought the head back to Nanbanji, Froisse would have mentioned it. Second, escaping from the middle of a burning temple surrounded by many enemy soldiers would have been extremely difficult without the added task of carrying, in addition to one's weapons, an incredibly large and unwieldy object, a human head. End quote. That is a very different tone than what he puts forward in Time magazine. When publishing for a Japanese audience, he expresses that it's incredibly unlikely to be true and highlights his own doubt about the subject matter. But when talking to a Western audience, he says that Yasuke, quote, "has been seen as changing Japanese history."
Oh my
Hopefully,
God.
everyone can kind of see the problem.
So there we are. Essentially, what happened was over the weekend.
That's not a good look.
Not a good look, Ham. I'm one of the victims, if I'm being honest. I fell down this Wikipedia rabbit hole where I believed the whole Yasuke thing just off of what was on Wikipedia. And then someone pointed me out to the video of the founder from Wikipedia where she admits that Wikipedia is not about sharing the truth, actually. So my whole mind exploded. And then when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay. So essentially, all we know is that he was in service to Nobunaga. That's the one thing that they can agree in Japan. In terms of him actually becoming or being even a samurai, me personally, I'm conceding the fact that it's possible he was never actually a samurai. And the rest of it is just fantasy.
Damn, it has you down bad.
Yeah. The facts are not looking good, dude. When he talks to the West, right, to people that didn't study this, yeah, Yasuke was this awesome guy,
But
awesome
I thought you
warrior,
said
and
he was based out of Mozambique or something like that.
yes,
You had some
yeah,
sort of
but
history
our
on him.
history,
Like,
yes, our
what's the
history
history?
is that he went to Japan. He was in service to the leader of Japan as a warrior, but being a warrior and being a samurai are very different things, Ham. That's like
Sure.
saying, no offense, right, to anyone that has served.
It's like a
That's like
basketball
saying,
player and an NBA player.
no, let's keep it rank and military wise. It's like saying you were in the army and saying you were a Marine. You know, there's levels. You know what I mean? So, that was a big come down for me. Anyway, there's a couple of comments here that I think are interesting. Some random in chat says, "Does the Japanese female character not count as a main character?" I think she does, but if you're Assassin's Creed fan, you know that they have done dual protagonists several times, and again, it goes back to the previous point. Every single protagonist has always been a local. This is the one time you choose not to do it. I would feel some kind of way, like I said, if it was done to me. So that's why I'm not shitting on the Japanese. It's crazy that the protagonist in Assassin's Creed games, which you have to be stealthy, they choose a character that is not from the area. That's not very stealthy. Ham, do you have anything to add to this comment from Vic? Ham?
That's funny. I think the comment's funny. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't really know the area, right? I'm guessing because you're not from there.
it's gonna be hot. Not just that,
It
Ham.
doesn't mean you
Imagine
can't be.
trying to
That doesn't
blend
mean you
into
can't
the
be
crowd.
stealthy.
But can you blend into the crowd, Ham?
No.
As
You you ain't doing that, bro. You ain't just pulling up on a bench. I tell you that much,
Bro.
you're not just taking a seat.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. Damn.
Let me just order some food and listen to this conversation over here, and not
with
look
my
at the
giant dreads, with my giant dreadlocks, just fucking, yeah, not great at all. So yeah, that was essentially more or less the I was trying to bring forth the reason, Ham, and I've seen a lot of people point out, oh, this is racism or whatever. I'm just trying to point out something that I thought I was sure about and I had all the facts on.
That's fair.
Turns out Yasuke was not like a high ranking or even a ranking samurai. And the person that has been pushing so much of Yasuke that Netflix and other games have been referencing his Wikipedia, right? In his book, in his Japanese book that he knows the Japanese will read, is like, oh yeah, lots of doubts that he did all this awesome stuff, or even that he was that he was a samurai. But when he puts it, when in the English version, he's talking about, oh, this guy changed Japanese history. So it's like, all right, not a great look. Ham, do you want to get to Ubisoft's apology?
Yeah. I want to see that. I want to see what they had to say. Because I mean, it is interesting. It is interesting. I mean, in my opinion, they could still use that character, I guess. But I mean, I still don't
it's
see.
Too late to change it.
Yeah. I don't see.
It's too late to change it.
I still don't see the big issue if it sells. Like I feel like if it sells, they'd have no problem doing it again with another character, right?
Yeah,
I can totally see that happening again.
Yeah, they'll do it again. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean,
here we go.
Especially seeing all the buzz and stuff that this is possibly creating. Like, come on, man! Like, controversy sells.
As long as people are talking about you, there's some value in that. Okay, so I didn't have the apology handy. Hold on, let me quickly look it up. Assassin's Creed Shadow. So, but while I look this up, Ham, do you believe that anyone that's butthurt about this is racist? Because I've seen that accusation bandied about.
No, I wouldn't say anybody that's butthurt about this is racist, but like I would say I don't know how much of a real Assassin's Creed fan you are if you're mad about this, because it's just like, to me it's just like none of them are facts. So
you shouldn't be bothered if you're a real
I'm
Assassin's
just
Creed fan.
saying, if you're a person that's looking to play a game that has historical truths, maybe a little extra just because of like the moves that the like character can do, like healing and stuff like that. But like, if you're playing a game just for historical truths, then Assassin's Creed was never your game. That was never your game. But like,
Mm.
if you're looking for history to be told properly, this I mean I can't really say it any other way. It's just like, just Assassin's Creed isn't it then? Like there isn't really any there isn't very many video games that will give you a authentic experience of something. And I can see how this is a little extra because you're the protagonist and you're kind of outside of the culture, saying, you transform to a culture, right? Like,
Yeah.
like just like you said, imagine, well, if it was, something else or whatnot, or like imagine if it was like the other way around, right? Is what you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm trying to
An
say, like,
African Assassin's Creed. I'd be pissed.
and I mean, I'm trying to think of it like for America, like imagine like if America was built, or like, but like the thing is like we've had some games kind of like that, but I'm not sure if it was as
Kind of like what, Ham?
we've had some games where we mess with like war, or like us talking to, but like but you're right, it is a little, it does hit a little different when you're solely the protagonist,
It's different, dude. It's different.
because like what's the game that I was playing, God, what's that game?
Oh my god. Mishi says Yasuke is a battle rapper in Japan. Oh my god.
The Order, that's what I was thinking. The Order 1886. Like you talk to and have conversations with Tesla, right? Like you actually are talking with Tesla in that game, but you're not making decisions as Tesla and changing the way the light bulb and stuff like that was like happening.
Now imagine
and was made. So, I mean, I'm imagining that, but at the same time, I'm just thinking like,
Ham.
man, like I just don't know how detrimental
Hold
that
on.
is, I guess.
Hold on. Let me point on something a bit more specific. Let's say you play a game that's based around the American Revolution, right? And what's his name? No, the American Revolution, the Tea Party. There's a guy, I'm forgetting his name. There's a guy who who fired the first shot. I'm forgetting. I didn't study American history. There's a guy that is known as the guy that fired the first shot. Imagine if someone decides to make that game, and that game also happens to be like a gigantic footprint, right? AAA, millions of people looking and watching, and then turns out that guy, actually, it wasn't him that did it. It was Melissa. and she didn't get the credit because she was black and all the racial stuff that was going on at that time. I'd imagine a lot of people would feel some type of way, even though it's a video game and it's fantasy or whatever. I can imagine a lot of people would feel some type of way about you depicting a important part of American history and distorting not just that part, but the main people involved in that part. Because as looking at it from the Japanese perspective, they see Yasuke as like a novelty or whatever, right? Someone that came in here, stayed here 3 years, which is essentially the time that he spent there, and bounced. And now there's this game that's depicting him as someone that had actual impact in our country. I could see them feeling some kind of way. You would be okay with this revision of American history that I've just quickly cobbled up. You'd be okay with that game?
I guess the whole thing for me is like, I'm not really bothered that he'd be like a samurai there, seeing that he stayed there or whatnot. But like, I guess like his level of importance for being there would be kind of questionable, because you're talking about this whole presented ahead thing, right?
Yes.
And it sounds like that was like a very pivotal kind of thing to have had happen. And that's maybe a little over the top of just being your regular warrior. Because I feel like if you go there and you're a warrior, I don't feel like it's insane to like put those two
I don't think
together.
that's crazy. I don't think
But
that's crazy.
But what is maybe crazy is to be like, this home was built because of this guy, right?
We just got done checking what the main guy that has been pushing Yasuke for the last 9 years. We just got done looking at these different books. The book that is sold to the West says this guy changed Japanese history. The book that's sold in Japan doubts that this guy was even a samurai. Huh? So I feel like
weird. It's written by the same
guy has been pushing it again and again, and people weren't pushing back on it. Now they started pushing back on it, and it's gotten messy. Vic, I know
like,
Africa.
How old is
I know
this
Egypt
person?
is in Africa.
How old is this person that's been pushing this?
I don't know. Maybe.
And like,
dude, 9 years is not a long time.
It's not. And like my whole thing is, it's just like, where did this whole like idea of needing him to be relevant in history come up? Like, because you say it in Mozambique that there is the history of him, and I'm just like, that history of him there in Mozambique, and then also the actual history that's written in wherever it is in Japan, like, that had to have been documented centuries before this person is out here writing this stuff between both and telling people how to think. And that's where I'm just like, well, like, something just doesn't add up to me. There's just a big gap.
Because the history right before this recent guy, right? 1 has lots of holes, and 2 does not aggrandize Yasuke. It doesn't make him the leader of any faction. He doesn't shift any like needle, you know? If he's a basketball player, this guy is like Austin Rivers. Not even Austin Rivers, because Austin Rivers is has been in the league for a long time. He's like fuck, I can't even say Andrew Bynum. Just think of someone that was on the bench for like 3 years and then didn't stay. Because
No, I see what you're saying.
that was
They,
literally how
you're
much
saying
time he
they
spent in
essentially
Japan.
turned nobody into here. They're telling you that there's LeBron James right there, and then you're like, no, that's Bronny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the only real landmark that he has is like his skin color and his that was pretty much it.
And his name, right?
Yeah, and his name.
You're just like, that's
And
not
Yasuke wasn't even
LeBron,
his
that's
real
Bronny.
name. Yasuke wasn't even his real name. But yeah, that's what they called him there. But in terms of like, dude, he spent 3 years in Japan, Ham. 3 years. That's not enough time to become like very good at sword fighting. It's really not. Just horse riding. Did you know, Ham, before you become proficient with a sword as a samurai back in the day, you had to become proficient riding a horse and being like using a bow and arrow on a moving horse. Did you know that?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Before you start using a sword. That's like the basics. Are we saying that he did that in 3 years?
I mean, that's a lot of practice.
Yeah. So for me personally, I'm not against the whole him being a samurai thing. I'm cool with it.
To me, it
just
just
kinda
sounds like
sucks.
it takes the wind out of your sails. That's all this really does.
Yeah, because I was kind of excited that maybe this was real ish, you know, like maybe he was like a competent samurai, you know. I kind of had that in my mind. I'm just being honest, and these revelations have dampened a bit of like my hype for it, because I just assumed that whatever little history we have in Mozambique on him was because we didn't look deep into it, or we don't have the archives in Japan. And what's on Wikipedia and the research I assumed that the guys at Ubisoft were doing reflected what they were showing us. You know, now come to find out Wikipedia is trash. Come to find out actual Japanese people, even Japanese politicians are saying this is rubbish. And then we find out that the guy that wrote the book is telling two completely different stories. To the people that are uninitiated, Yasuke was the bomb. To the people that are not, to the people that know what went down, he's openly saying like, yeah, I doubt this guy was even a samurai. Come on, man. That sucks. Vic, thank you so much for another super chat. Says, I think this guy is smart and knows what will sell, making him a nobody so the Japanese would accept it, and in the US, make him seem like a hero. Yeah.
It's a fact.
But then it leads to situations like this.
That's a pretty rough fact. But I mean, that is kind of, I mean, that's really the difference between the ideologies of the countries, because I feel like America's always like, we've always been a sucker for a hero, right? That's kind of been our thing. And I think people are generally like that, but like in America, it's free to think that, right? It's free to have that whimsical childlike feeling of like the hero. Like I don't think that same sentiment is like worldwide, right? Where people just are like
No.
able to like think or live or have that kind of ideology. But yeah, here in America, it's just like what's your hero? Who's your Superman? Who's flying over the top of the sky for you? For your and a lot of people. I mean, not to say other people in other cultures don't have that and stuff like that. I just think we're very loud and proud about it, and seeing that we're technically like no one in America is really from America, like seemingly. We all have these different ideas of what is a hero, right? So everything is just kind of like, as soon as we as America hear, oh, this is the next Black Hope, the next White Hope, the
Oh my
next
God.
Latino Hope, the next like the next Asian Hope. It's always sensational. Am I wrong? It's always sensational.
Yeah.
Giannis comes in, it's sensational. Jokic comes in, it's sensational. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? A white wide receiver, it's sensational. Like it's like it's
Everything is
McCaffrey,
the best.
it's sensational. A
Everything's
white
the
running
best
back.
that's ever happened. Everything's the best that's ever happened.
Exactly. Everything is over sensationalized because each group within the same pot is extremely excited to see their glow up of their culture or something like that. So it's a nonstop party over here all the time.
Hammond. Oh, Carl Classic Cage, welcome in. Appreciate you for the support, Carl Classic Cage. Vic brings up something, and I know we usually keep the political stuff for Mondays, but I think this is relevant. He says, was The Last Samurai where Tom Cruise became a samurai? A samurai looked at it in this negative way. Ham, I think there is something about race mixed here, because I'm not saying it's the whole thing, but you look at The Last Samurai, 44 Ronin, was it 44 Ronin or was it just Ronin? I don't know. With Keanu Reeves, where he was also samurai. And then there was that video game Neo, where there was a white guy who was blonde, and he was a samurai, and no one was touched, no one was pissed, no one was pressed. Put a black guy in it, people are offended. Am I off base here?
No, because I mean, if I'm just speaking from what I see, not from what's a fact, just from what I see and the way I perceive it, I guess. When once something was popular to hate, there's always there's always a set of people that will be there to rah that continuously, and I think that is never going to change till the end of time. There's always going to be a fan of fuckery, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can even try to eliminate it, but you won't. It'll just get smaller. But there's still a portion of fuckery everywhere. There is nothing. I mean, that's why you always see in every single culture, no matter the race, no matter how much or how little melanin you got, whichever direction it goes, it doesn't matter. There's always somebody out there that wants to preserve this about their culture, or that about their culture, or the way that their family did this or that, or I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even thinking about it myself, there are things that I wanted to preserve, right? And it's not exactly that it's the right thing to do. It's just the way that we've been taught to kind of think. right? And it's hard to not learn that because it's going on everywhere. It doesn't matter what country you're in or what culture you're part of. It's always preserve this and F that. Right? So
Yeah.
this is never gonna stop.
Oshis, yes, I don't remember any shitstorm with Tom Cruise.
There
Ham, do you
was.
remember?
There
Was
was.
there?
There
Oh,
was, but
yeah.
it was just like but it's just like the to me it's just like any kind of like this is awkward that I'm bringing this into the conversation, but it's just like any kind of like Ghislaine Maxwell or any of that kind of stuff. It's just like it
Ghislaine, the
should
S is
be
silent.
front page and everybody should be like talking about it just as much as the last crime. But
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like, but it's just kind of like almost not important because it hits these specific you know, subject matters that it's just like, ooh, that's not popular. That
Let's leave that
won't
alone.
make very many people happy. Let's not put that
Yeah.
out there, even though it's like, yo, that should be that should be basic news.
Yeah.
But basic news isn't what they're not going for the news, and that's what I'm trying to tell people. Either it's gaming or it's politics or anything. It's none of this stuff is ever about the news. It's about your feelings and how to get you in the middle of it.
Yeah. I feel like that's why I don't get much like traction in my arguments with a lot of people, because when I argue stuff, I usually just focus on the points that we're arguing on. I don't focus on feelings and whatever. So a lot of people just ignore me or run away. Carl Classic Cage, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I think the main issue is Ubisoft's a French company making a game based on Japan. Sucker Punch made Ghost under Sony, and they did their homework well. That's a great point, Carl Classic Cage. And it's something I've said about the so-called woke mind virus with movies, TV shows, video games, or whatever. It's not about what you're doing. It's about how you do it. You play Ghost of Tsushima, and if someone said that game was made in Japan, no one would argue, because it's near perfection.
You want to hear something? Japanese. You want to hear something that a lot of people don't want to hear? Go ahead. And when I say the first few words, are gonna be like, oh goodness, we're talking about that right now.
What?
I've always been a fan of Drake, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's where I'm going with it. I've always been a fan of Drake, but there's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference in going to the hood and taking notes and being raised in the hood.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, it's, you can take all the notes you want to take, bud. But you don't have, and the thing is like, maybe you have history around this, that, and the third with some. Maybe you had a father that was, not around you a whole lot, but was around some crazy shit, right? But like, you go into like Kendrick's neighborhood where he grew up, there's like neighbors and stuff like that. Remember that that motherfucker broke my window when he was 8 years old. That little piece of shit broke my window and lied and said it was the thugs down the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of history you can't take notes on and make it into reality. So it's just like that's why I mean that's why myself, like I said, I'm a Drake fan and I still support his music and everything like that. I still think his music's fire, and I'll probably always listen to him over Kendrick, right? Just because I enjoy his music more.
It's more
But
pop.
but you're not gonna you're not gonna do a magic trick and make me forget who the fuck you are.
Yeah, you're not about that. Drake's
me,
next
man.
album better not have any gangster stuff in it. His next album better be very vanilla.
I'm just saying, like, just do what you do good at, and
stay there.
If you and if you want to do that type of stuff, right? Make sure that it's like heavily featured with somebody else's knowledge, not your own. And what I mean by that is what Cult Classic Cage just said. Sony went to Japan and said, yo, how did this shit go down? How would something like this go down? I'm getting it straight from the source. So when I lay this sucker out, who's going to argue it? They don't care. The main people that this is all about don't care. So you can't come in here and tell me anything. Because I already got the homies already got my back. You know what I'm saying? It's just like writing some stories, writing a bullshit story about the Crips. As long as the Crips say, hey, the Crips are like, hey, that's fine. That looks great. Nobody's
then you did a good job.
Nobody's gonna do nothing because they got his back. But what's happening is exactly it's kind of what Cult Classic Cage is referring to, is like a different culture is taking notes from somebody outside of the culture that they're writing on. So it's not that it won't sell. I think it will sell, and I think it should sell. It looks amazing. But is it right? I mean, hell, there's a lot of things that aren't right that are sold. I can tell you that.
But they sell. Yeah.
But they sell. Exactly. And that's why I said at the beginning of the conversation, do we really need to come back to the table and have this discussion again? Because it's the same discussion that it was last year, and the year before, and the decade before that. It's just like the subject matter. If you need it to be real, then have that. But if it's fake, just realize what it is. Know what it is. Maybe have like a disclaimer or something, right?
And this goes back, Ham, to me and Oshish's little argument that we had a couple of weeks or maybe months ago. Just because you don't take your culture and your history seriously does not mean the rest of the world doesn't have the right to do so. All right, I'd like to point out Exhibit A for anyone that decides that, oh, the Japanese are butthurt. They're not butthurt. The Japanese know that history matters, and they are custodians of their history. They don't fuck around and let people have their own realities. All right? When Ghost of Tsushima did what they did, they were nominated to be the ambassadors for the island, because that island is real. Stuff actually went. And some of you might be thinking, oh, it's just fiction. It's not that serious. It is serious. These guys got real awards to be ambassadors. So the Japanese, if anything, Ham, this is just keeping the same energy, bruv. If you do something good, they'll come through. If you fuck around, they'll come through as well. Welcome in, Mr. Joanna Duck. Ham, I think we're done with the whole Yasuke thing? Unless you want to add anything.
No, not anything in particular. I just want to say that, like, I still don't think Yasuke is exactly a bad character to have in Assassin's Creed. I'm definitely still would be down to support the game, but my whole thing is when it comes to respecting other people's cultures and stuff like that, like, let's stop taking he said, she said, and just go straight to the fucking source and just get
believe them when they say they're
the
pitched.
most you can out of the source instead of whoever this random writer is or something like that. That like you just, yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say is just make sure you get it from the correct source, a trusted source, a source that and I guess double check your work. I mean, because this is really what it ended up coming down to, right? Is like
I'm done trusting Wiki.
They thought, hey, they wrote for this. This same person wrote for this country as well, and they wrote for mine, so they must have said the same thing, right? I mean, to me, it sounds like an honest mistake, right? Because that's what you would personally. That's what I would think. Oh man,
it doesn't look like a mistake.
They give you a copy of the Bible over here and say it's a Christian Bible, and then they give you the Christian Bible over here, and it's just translated differently. You would expect it to be like, okay, this is probably word for word, right? And then you fuck around and find out Jesus ain't even in this Bible. It's like, yo, like, what just happened?
Hold on. What's going on? Essentially, that's what happened. that was a very good analogy, Ham. Well done. I think Pastor Ham Solo is almost back. Mr. Joanna Duck. Oh my goodness. Kisses to this guy. Mr. Joanna Duck, welcome in, my brother in Kojima. As long as you come in, brother. Late, early. As long as you make your way here. Let's move on. Capcom shows off gameplay of Terry Bogard in Street Fighter 6. Terry is one of the 2 Fatal Fury characters planned for the game. Let's see some gameplay. Ham, maybe I'm wrong, but I heard that you can play video game videos without getting copyright struck. Is that true?
The video game trailers just have to be played muted. The movie trailers, nah.
Not even muted.
Forget it.
All right, so here we go. Terry Bogard.
Even like Nintendo's kind of tough about it, but like video game trailers usually aren't too bad. But I mean, that's why it's always good to kind of just make your own kind of spin in little videos, clips, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that looked kind of cool.
No. I mean, this looks fine.
Oh my God.
It looks like Street Fighter to me. It doesn't look that, and like, I mean, I'll play it. I own Street Fighter. If I have to buy this character, I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
No.
Autumn to it. Yeah.
Nope.
I guess we agree again now.
Same with Eddie. See ya. I'm never gonna have Eddie, I guess. Because you gotta buy.
It is what it is.
You don't just play it like you used to back in the day.
No, you don't unlock
Good old
it.
days where you could unlock.
And speaking,
some games do that. Like the First Descendant, you can fucking unlock characters. It's hard. It's not easy, but you can do it. Same with Super Smash Brothers back in the day. I remember that joint was hot. Unlocking characters in that. Oh yeah.
All right, so here we've got Heihachi Mishima.
Another character
And
behind the paywall. Am I right?
yes, this time it's Tekken.
Boo. I'm
But
never gonna be
people-
with that.
Yeah,
To
but
me,
people
it just
keep
brings
paying for
down
it.
the whole thing of the game. Like if it was an update and you had to work towards it.
Yeah, like
that would
win
be cool.
1,000 matches, win 500 matches or something.
That would be hot. That would be hot. And then who knows? And then I'd maybe feel like spending money on the game because I'm playing it so much, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm not gonna buy a new set of moves. I'm all set.
You know what disappointed me with this whole thing? I saw these monks training with Heihachi's moves, and I was like, oh my god, are they gonna give his move sets to someone else? You know what I mean? Like a true successor or something like that. This looked fire to me, but then they brought him back. And did you play the campaign for the previous one?
For 7, yeah. I mean,
How do you feel about how do you feel about him dying, right, in the campaign, and then now he's back?
You know how I feel about it, Logue?
Yeah.
You're buying him. Doesn't matter. He's not really there. That's how I feel. He's not really there. Just buying him.
For me, it was disappointing.
It is. It is kind of disappointing, right? But
not the buying. Like the buying is disappointing, yes. But they told us in Tekken 7 that the campaign had weight to it and real repercussions, you know? And it was centered around the end of the Mishima saga or whatever. And then they fucking brought him back. This is why no one takes fighting game campaigns seriously.
You know why, though?
Because
money.
Then we have to buy.
Because they want money. Because I mean, it's because they want money, and we all know he's dead, he's gone, and whatever. But like, they want money, and they don't want to have to do a story to bring him back, right? Because that would make sense. So like, what's the next way to still have him be around and not have to do any hard work? Just make him a character that you have to buy. It's just stupid. I love Tekken. I love the game itself, but I don't like its practices, and I don't really like really very many of these fighting games practices because a lot of them are like that. It's just like buy new characters and shit like that. It's just stupid. It's not that great to me.
Yeah.
Like it's what happens if it's like, you know, like imagine I'm a new person to Tekken and I just see like a commercial of it. And I'm like, yo, I remember my dad used to love that character. I'm gonna buy that game and play that character. Well, now you buy the game and then you have to buy the fucking character like it's fucking Ruth Chris or something, like goddamn a la carte. Like this shit is stupid. Like I don't want to do that. At that point, to me, in my opinion, at that point to me, just make the game free and you pay per character.
Yeah. I would essentially just buy 3 characters. I would buy Kazuya, Heihachi, Jin, no, not Jin, Fuck Jin. And Warren. Those would be the only characters that I'd buy.
You know what I'm saying though? Like,
then-
wouldn't
and keep it
that
pushing.
be amazing?
That'd be better. But
Like-
then
like,
they wouldn't be
yeah.
able to charge us like $30 per character.
And then I'd be able to really get good at that character. I paid $20 on this bitch right here. I'm getting good. I
Yep.
am getting good with this $20 some bitch right here. Right?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna fuck up. and I mean, and then if and then they could sell like a wild bundle where you can get all the characters. Right? I'm giving them ideas that you guys are gonna hate.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
just saying at
yeah.
this point, really, that's kind of what it feels like to me. Because it's just like I liked Eddie back in the day, but now he's behind a paywall that's behind a paywall. And I don't
Yeah.
like that.
So how much would you pay per character? Let's go all in this fantasy. Let's say Tekken says we're not selling you the full game anymore. You have to pick a character. You have to buy per character. How much is fair?
I would say I'd say $15 per character.
15.
With sales being a thing. Right? So a character goes on sale.
Oof. 15 might be a bit steep per character.
Sure, you get everything with them.
Yeah.
All the levels, all the practices, their story piece and whatnot, you know. I think that'd be kind of fair. Because you get their whole story, you get them to use, you get to practice with them, you also get to play any other online mode with. I don't know. I would say that'd be fine.
$15. All right. Anyone in the chat have any suggestions about how much they'd pay? Vince says that's why he didn't buy Tekken 8. He's gonna get it for free. Oh my god. Reichi says Yasuke needs the Killmonger haircut. All right. Let's check out
off the Yasuke topic. He officially closed.
Yeah,
That door
it's
is
over.
locked. It's sealed. Not
It
going
is
back
sealed
into
tight.
that room.
Let's before the 2 hours elapse. Next, Bleak Faith Forsaken for PS5, Xbox Series launches August 6th. Do we have trailers? Oh, this looks like a Soulsborne game, man. Right up your alley. Let's see. So far, not impressed. These graphics look rough. People shit on Elden Ring, but this looks rough.
What's this again?
Yeah, this is a no for me. This is Bleak Faith Forsaken.
It looks very it looks like a newer kind of art style version of Dante's Inferno a little bit.
Ooh, Dante's Inferno was very good.
It was.
And it only got one game. I guess there's not much to explore since you went through like all the circles of hell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what else?
I don't
can do? Is it gonna go backwards this time?
Yeah, I don't think there was much.
You can see all
Much
them
he
dead
could have done.
monsters that he just left hanging.
I'm not feeling this one, Ham.
To me, it just looks like another Souls like, and I'm all set.
No, but this one has like no character. It's just
It doesn't
it
look
feels
that bad to
dry.
me.
It looks bad to me.
It doesn't look that bad to me. It just doesn't. It's just Is this a Souls like game?
Yeah. It is a
Yeah.
Souls like.
Fuck out of here. Leave me alone. I mean, that's.
Looks. You know what reminds me of? Lords of the Fallen.
Oh my god! It can't be that bad.
Yep. This reminds
It
me of
can't
Lords
be
of the
that bad.
Fallen.
Lords of the Fallen, there were a few moments in the actual cutscene where I thought that the game had stop motion in it.
Damn.
Because it was running so bad. Come to find out that game just stinks. So it's just like, I don't know. I mean, at least in this game, maybe they lowered down the graphical fidelity for like because you can see that like it's not like every area is bushy and some areas are kind of like
No.
don't have the most detail. And I think that's on purpose so it runs good. So I don't think I'm not really holding that against them.
I'm doing
The only
it.
thing I'm holding against them is they're just walking down the same trail that everybody else is with these goddamn Souls-like games. And I'm sick of them.
Yeah. I'm not sick of Souls games.
I am sick of them.
This one looks like a shit Souls game.
It's on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. So there you go.
Yeah. Vince says it looks bleak. I'm not a fan. Like at all. Oof, can we move on?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next. Tribe 9 has a closed beta. I don't think we've even featured this game ever on the show. Tribe 9 PC closed beta test for August 9th to 15th. No gameplay.
There's a game that came out on Steam.
Is it Tribe 9?
No, there's a game that's supposed to be coming out on Steam like today. I forgot what it was.
Let's see.
Kind of pissed me off a little bit. It wasn't Tribe 9.
Oops. I'm trying to see what is the oh no.
He said no.
No.
Oh shit.
What?
So funny.
Hold on. What's going on here? So when you're moving around, it's pixelated, and then when you're fighting, what the fuck?
That looks wild. That's a different kind of take. Wait a second. So navigating the map, it's kind of like
pixelated. Persona.
It kind of I wasn't gonna say Persona. I was gonna actually say Borderlands, the Tiny Tina game, where you kind of go around on like a board, on like a game board type of thing, and then all of a sudden you're in a match. This is interesting. This is very confusing.
Yes, it is.
Like this is the type of game that I would have to see like somebody stream like 5-10 minutes of it, right? And just show me them going from like the game kind of what is it called? From like the board game kind of mode to the battle. And maybe they're showing that right now. So it looks It looks like the person ran into a battle, and here they're going.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to see like a whole thing of that, like where they go into the battle, beat them, and then hop back out of the battle.
Yeah. Like 1 hour of gameplay.
I don't need an hour. I just need like 10 minutes.
When is this coming out?
Because when I first seen those little pixels running across the screen, I was like,
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
So that doesn't look like no Vampire Survivor. That looks just bad.
Yeah, it didn't look like an artistic choice. Yes,
the August 9th beta test, like a closed test.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be checking this one out.
Okay.
If I can get into the beta. Big Mad Mo brought this one up, so I think it's important for us to take a look at it. It was already on the docket, but he brought it up earlier. 3 versus 3 street basketball game, The Run, got next announced for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. This looks like a killer cover, Ham. This cover
looks pretty dope. Nice. It looks pretty dope. I like the whole idea of bringing cell shading into it.
Yeah.
That looks like it could be really fun.
Oh, we have a trailer.
Yep, go to it.
Let's go. All right. At the Rucker. But not really, because there's a chicken in the yard. What? Why is his stomach so big? What are we doing?
You can be fat.
No way he plays
basketball player. You just won't last very long.
That's what she said. Spin cycle. Okay. This reminds me of remember the professor.
It looks like they're playing with a FIBA ball.
Yeah. Zamboni.
Yeah, I can see why his name is Zamboni.
I like his tattoos.
What's her name? Highwire. Oh, so she's insane. Oh shit! Okay. Is she dunking? Watch her. Yeah. Whoa! I was gonna say, watch her just stop and lay it up right at the end.
This is not the WNBA, bro. This is not the WNBA.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
That'd be messed up. That'd be messed up.
One of those.
Wait a minute. There's no gameplay. For real?
That shit would have me dying if she would have just laid it in right at the end. Oh man. I'd be cooked. I'd be fucking cooked.
This is J Belvin, Fat Rock, and Nelly Furtado. Oh my god. Okay. Can imagine the dev now touch toxic masculinity in the world, give him pink hair, earrings, and name him Spin Cycle after a washing machine mode. All right. That's messy. That was messy. Ham, are you interested?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. I wonder if it's gonna be free to play or if it's gonna be a paid game. It looks like a free to play. And I say that because I don't know how much of a story they're gonna put in a game like this. If they do make if like what I would like is it to be a paid game with a pretty deep story from you starting from just like playing on the street in your hometown and like going all over the country and like playing in like a low end tournament, medium tournament, and then like a high end tournament, and then like a DLC where you play versus NBA people. That would be fucking amazing,
Oh,
right? And
and
then another
it's set in the
DLC where you play
Philippines.
versus like Hot Sauce and all those guys, right? The professor and shit.
Check out
That shit
Big
would be
Super
dope.
Chat, Ham. Check out Big Super Chat.
Oh
my
man, yeah. See, I knew that. That's why I said I would have been dying laughing if you would have laid that shit in. That's what I'm saying. Like
God.
because
No, Ham.
well, the thing that was funny is like they slowed down the game so you could see her like they traveled the camera around her like look at her, she's about to yam it, and it's like
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
everybody in the fucking crowd's looking at that like sure.
Sure. Vic, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, "Wow,
Oh man,
historic,
real shit. Yeah, look at that.
incorrect.
Everyone's just
Ne-
like,
never
yeah,
see a
okay.
female dunk." Oh my goodness.
There's been females that have dunked before, but yeah, it's not anything normal. Like they're
Let's not
making it
get
look like in
into
the
it.
trailer.
Let's not get into it, Ham. I
What's
don't
that?
want no problems. Let's not
I
get
mean,
into it. I don't want no problems.
I've always been like an advocator of like this stinks, but I also think this isn't this doesn't stink at the same time. I think this is smart, and I think this is more investing into women and sports. But I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see that rim lowered a little bit
Why?
so they can dunk.
Oh, you're talking about the WNBA?
I'm talking about women's basketball in general. So like then you'd have to cater everywhere to that. So like
But
there'd
if
be
you
like
lower the
in a
rim,
basketball court, one side of the court is for the ladies, the other side of the court is for the it's for the gentlemen, right? I mean, they have it in shot put where the shot put ain't the same weight as it is for the ladies. It isn't.
yeah. But the ladies in short put are not trying to pretend like they're men, though. They don't want to
I don't think
be
anybody's trying to pretend
seen.
to be a guy.
But that's the thing, Ham. If you go and look at it, right, there's actual video of WNBA players reacting. There's people that have made playlists of, oh, here's 50 WNBA players reacting to the suggestion of
Oh,
lowering the
and
rim,
they
Ham.
just didn't like it.
Bro, not liking it is
Well,
me
I'm
lowering
assuming somebody
the
was
reaction.
offended by it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and my whole thing is just like I don't know, like I just don't know.
Because lowering the rim, Ham, means you now have to acknowledge that there's a difference. Then you can't then you can't go around bitching about why is LeBron getting paid all of this money and I'm not getting paid all of that money. Do you understand?
Moving on.
Next we have Scott Fold into the fray, coming to PS5 series, PS4,
Dude, fuck
Xbox
whoever
One.
decided to spell this like that.
What? Scott Fold.
Scott Fold. Man, they decided to spell the most insane way.
Yeah. So publisher Red Art Games and developer Pugware will release Scott Fold into the fray, the third entry in the 5-game Scott Fold series. Really? This is a third entry. Never heard of you.
That's not a good sign.
That's what I'm thinking. Never heard of you. But all right. Oh,
okay.
This is why. Hold on. What is it?
I'm not here to tell you it's bad at all. I'm just here to tell you it's not for me. And the thing is like I'm sure if I
Trying to
played it, it
understand
wouldn't be
that
that bad.
specifically.
I'm sure if I played this game, it wouldn't be that bad. I'm not saying that it's not for me, saying it's bad. I'm just saying like it doesn't grab my attention personally. And I look at it and I'm like, this looks like it could be fun, but it doesn't look like something that I'd like can't wait to play. You know?
Yeah, I'm searching on.
I wonder if
I'm
I'd get
searching for
addicted to
like.
it once trying it though, because I think that's kind of how some of these games happen. Is it's like it waits
Mm,
until you
mm.
actually play it and then you can't stop
And
playing.
then you understand the loop.
Right. So, but like I'm looking at it and it looks like it's kind of a story. And I don't think I'd be able to get into a game that's a story like this.
And
Like
I love story.
I almost don't get into like a game like Vampire. I get into Vampire Survivor because of the lack of story in that game. I can just pick it up and just play it for a little while and then just be like, I'm done.
You know what? I'm going to leave this one up. I'm not going to close this. I'm gonna leave it on in my backlog and I'll look into it because it looks interesting. It looks
I'm all
interesting.
set.
Like
You'll have to tell me how you like it, bud.
will do. I'm not sure. I'm not willing to spend. I just went on GG Games, and it's about $10. One of
Yeah,
the
not a bad
previous
price.
games is about $10. Yeah. So I'll give it a whirl and then I'll get back to you. Anyway, oh my God. Vic, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? Sour Blow says it looks cool. Yeah, so it's not just me. All right. Next, we have physics-based car delivery adventure game, Truckful, announced for PC. Let's see, Ham.
I'm guessing you gotta drive careful because you got a bunch
Wait,
of stuff.
is this a side scroll? Oh, it's not a side scroller.
Man, I don't know.
Okay, so you pet. Okay.
So it's
I don't
like
hate it.
packing. It's like unpacking the game, but with a vehicle that rolls. And you gotta keep everything okay.
Ooh,
That looks. I can't lie. It looks
this
kind
looks
of
stressful.
fun. This looks
looks
kind of fun.
stressful.
I can't lie. This looks kind of fun. Oh man, is there any DLC where I can load up packs of that good and travel across state lines?
That good.
Get chased by the police. Got the contraband.
What?
This looks nuts.
What are we doing? Is that a mammoth? That looked like a mammoth.
That actually looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that looks kind of cool.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely getting this one. Definitely.
My whole thing is I would like it to be almost like Oregon Trail back in the day, where you tell it what to do and then you just watch and see what happens.
No, I want the stress of doing it myself.
Oh, that would be fun too. I mean, those are both fun, but I like that kind of stuff sometimes where you just like run the test and you watch the test and see how it happens.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Did we already talk about COD? We already talked about COD, right?
We talked about it briefly. I just showed my screen with.
Oh yeah. I remember now.
I didn't talk about.
I remember. All right, I remember. Next, this is a wild ass game. This is a wild one. So that is Truckful.
Truckful.
Everyone, make sure
Truckful.
to wish list. It looks like it's going to be good. Let me pause this, otherwise I'm gonna lose my mind.
Of course, I'm talking
Right.
about loading across state lines. That's the only way I do it is in a video game. I ain't doing that shit in real life.
Yeah. Well, next we have Diablo 4. There's a new trailer out for Vessel of Hatred. Meet the Spirit-born class in the latest Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred trailer, and learn about this new class as well as take a peek into the class action. All right, so it's a new class. It's not a new DLC.
Yeah, I was gonna say Spirit Hatred already came out, so this is just the new character that you get to use.
Yeah, new warrior class. Okay. Random kid walking around. He's the only one that survived. Ooh, looks like a Mayan.
It's the last Airbender.
Because he's bald. Definitely looks like a Mayan to me.
That looks pretty dope.
Yeah. Oof.
I wonder if you have to pay for that one too. I don't think so, but maybe you do.
They haven't mentioned anything. It is Diablo.
I don't even want to watch it anymore. I just want to figure out: do you have to pay for that? Does that come with the game?
Ooh, that's a nice mount. Ooh, he's a shaman. Fuck yeah. New class Spirit-born.
Yeah. Got Nightwolf's brother.
Yep. This looks nice. But like you said, do you pay? Oh, so he channels like all types of animals.
Wow, that looks nasty.
Yeah. Centipede.
Well, I'm assuming those are the different specials that you can use, right? So, because
Yeah.
usually each character has
gorilla.
a few specials, so you can just choose whichever one makes the most sense. So that doesn't happen until October. Got it.
Yep. Pre-purchase and instantly unlock in-game rewards. I still don't know if you have to purchase the character or if it's free. I think you probably have to buy.
Yeah,
Does anyone in the chat know?
it's looking like that. I'm not gonna. And you know what? I'm not surprised. They're gonna take the dopest looking character and make you have to pay for it. I ain't surprised. Man, that dog in your background, I'm ready to give it a good old backhand.
Yeah, well, my
I think he heard
microphone
me.
is. Yeah, because there he is.
Go to hell. Anyways, we about to. Anyways, what's going on now?
Yeah. Look how you know about Mayans, what they look like. All right. Look's hyena is barking. All right, you know what? Y'all can buzz off with all of that. Everyone loves my hyenas. Anyway, we're at the end of the show.
Well, hold on real quick.
We just saw some nice trailers. Before we go ahead.
I just wanted to say that Crash Bandicoot is the Insane trilogy is supposed to be releasing on Game Pass according to VGC. And I thought that was kind of interesting. Now we're starting to see more of these like Game Pass games go into Game Pass, more of these Activision games going into Game Pass, right?
Yes. It's a bit late in my opinion, but all right.
You think it's a bit late?
Especially with the Call of Duty, like they did the wrong thing putting Call of Duty 3 on Game Pass so close to 6. Again, like I told you beforehand, I think the right thing to do, they should have started releasing the older Call of Duties months ago to just keep the momentum going, and then release the 2024 Call of Duty. They didn't, so it is what it is. Timmy, welcome in, bruv. Welcome in. But
right,
yeah,
I had that. I had that one for you, and then this one as well.
PC port confirmed. Oh my god.
With DLC maybe in the works.
I'm going to have to rebuy.
You might have to go. You might have to go to your laundry room and throw the towel in the washer, and go on ahead and get it ready for the DLC, bud.
Or I might just have to rebuy it on PC and play it again on PC.
You don't need to do that.
Oh my god. The PC community, dude, can you imagine the mods on this thing? Sure, I'll have like zero achievements.
Is that why you want it? See, that's why you want to get it on PC. This man went straight to the mods. He's like, oh,
like I'll have like 300 hours on Stellar Blade, 3 achievements. People be like, something ain't right. Something's off here.
This man's just been doing nothing but going up and down the same goddamn ladder.
Bro, can you imagine? Can you imagine the mods, Can you imagine?
I'm not sure.
Can you hear me, Ham? Is my mic muted? Is my mic muted, Ham? I know you can hear me with your raggedy ass. The mods on this thing are going to be golden. It's going to be legendary. I can't wait. I can't wait for Stellar Blade on PC. Anything else you have for us before we leave, Ham?
No, I'm all set. I'm all set.
All right. Thank you to everyone for coming through. Appreciate everyone. Raichi, Vic, Vince, Mr. Joanna Dark, my brother in Kojima. Shout out to Cal Classic Cage, Hazardor Gaming as well. Came in here. Appreciate everyone for coming through. So this is our new time slot. Lowdown is going to be every single Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central African time. Both sitting same time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central African time, and everything but gaming on Mondays, 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central African time. Thank you so much.
Does not fit all.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.